Selected works of Mao Zedong, selected works of Mao Zedong. Expose the plot for a Far Eastern Munich. May 25, 1941. This inter-party directive was written by Comrade Mao Zedong for the Central Committee of the Communist Party of China. 1. A compromise between Japan and the United States at the expense of China and the creation of an Eastern Munich against communism and against the Soviet Union, such as the new plot which is now being hatched by Japan, the United States and Chiang Kai-shek. We must expose this plot and fight it. 2. Now that the Japanese imperialists have ended their latest round of military attacks, which was designed to force Chiang Kai-shek to capitulate, there are bound to be moves to induce him to capitulate. This is a repeat performance of the enemy's old policy of using the stick and the carrot, either alternately or simultaneously. We must expose this policy and fight it. 3. Simultaneously with her military attacks, Japan has launched a rumor-mongering campaign alleging that the 8th Root Army does not want to fight in coordination with the Kuomintang Central Army, that the 8th Root Army is seizing every opportunity to expand its territory, that it is opening up an international route, that it is setting up another central government, etc. This is a cunning Japanese scheme to foment discord between the Kuomintang and the Communist Party and thus to make it easier for them to induce the Kuomintang to capitulate. The Kuomintang Central News Agency and the Kuomintang Press are copying and spreading these rumors, showing no qualms about echoing Japan's anti-communist propaganda, and their intentions are most dubious. This, too, we must expose and fight. 4. Although the new 4th Army has been declared to be in rebellion and the 8th Root Army has not received a single bullet or a single copper from the Kuomintang, they have never for a moment ceased fighting the enemy. The 8th Root Army, moreover, has taken the initiative in coordinating its operations with those of the Kuomintang troops in the fighting in the present campaign in southern Shanxi. 1. And for the last 2 weeks it had been launching attacks on all fronts in northern China, where fierce battles are raging at this very moment. The armed forces and the people led by the Communist Party have already become the mainstay in the war of resistance against Japan. All the calumnies against the Communist Party are aimed at sabotaging the war of resistance and paving the way for capitulation. We should extend the military successes of the 8th Root and new 4th Armies and oppose all the defeatists and capitulationists. Notes. 1. The Southern Shanxi campaign refers to the campaign of the Chengxiao Mountains. In May 1941, the Japanese invading force 50,000 strong attacked the Chengxiao Mountains area to the north of the Yellow River in southern Shanxi. Altogether 7 Kuomintang corps were massed in that area, and another 4 in the Kaiping area to the northeast, making a total of 250,000 men. Since the fight against the Communists was the main job of the Kuomintang troops north of the Yellow River, they had never prepared themselves to fight the Japanese, and most of them tried to avoid combat when the Japanese aggressors attacked. Therefore, in spite of vigorous efforts by the 8th Root Army to support the Kuomintang troops against the enemy in this campaign, the Kuomintang troops were completely routed, losing more than 50,000 men in 3 weeks, while the remainder fled to the south of the Yellow River. Transcription by the Maoist Documentation Project. HTML revised 2004 by Marxists.org. Selected works of Mao Zedong, selected works of Mao Zedong, selected works of Mao Zedong.